Hi, Jim Bunch, co-founder of Ripple, and here with a good friend and one of our fellow Ripplers,
Michael Rutherford.
And we're here to connect with you today and talk a little bit about how to become a player, how to really start to turn this into a business, which Michael's done an incredible job of in a very short time. Now, before I have Michael explain that, one of the things we wanted to talk about was what was the path that Michael got to becoming an all-star player, which is one of the highest levels in the company. And it's important for people to understand that just back in August, actually not August, August, right?
Just a few months ago.
Just a few months ago, this chance to become a player started. But prior to that, between August back to April, is where people could build fans, right?
Right.
And what does somebody have to do to build a fan base?
Well, it was funny, as you kind of look back and, as we filmed this in October, when we were going back and started this whole thing in April, it was really just a buzz campaign. I mean, it was about building a fan base, and it was as simple as, starting my first 5 fans. I mean, I can tell you who they were and how they went in. It was my wife, my brother, one of my best friends, Jeff. It was a bunch of people that I already had relationships with. I was for free. They came in for free. So my number one goal immediately was, how can I get my first 5 fans in fast? And then common sense would tell you to either A, add 5 more, or B, help those first 5 also get 5 as well. So that's how the whole thing started for me. Looking backwards now, it's kind of funny. I didn't even have a strategy of who my first 5 were. I just got 5.
Well, that's what's so amazing about this is being a fan has been free. It's always been free. That's what started back in April 14th. And it's one person that invited another person that invited another person. But for the first time in history, you could actually invite people from your phone. They could accept the invitation, and it would automatically show on your phone that, bing, they joined your Ripple, right?
Right. And that was one of the things that to me was so exciting is I'm just a dude from Cincinnati, Ohio. I went to Ohio State. I live in San Diego now. But I don't know anybody outside of the USA. So when I invited my first 5 people, my next 5, it started, I call them pop countries. It started popping countries. So for those of you who are just seeing this, once you get into the Ripple, there's a map, and you can see as each country lights up. And to me, I was addicted, like a lot of other people were, to popping new countries, to where it went from 5 countries to 10 countries. We started hitting, Sri Lanka and the Galapagos Islands and places I'd never seen before. We have people in Bermuda in my Ripple, and it all started with getting those first 5 free fans.
And that's what's so amazing is that, as Michael's talking about, there's an energy, there's an excitement when you see your Ripple grow. And that's your social value. Every one of us has a social network. You know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. The second phase of this, after you start to build your social graph, was to actually begin to monetize your graph. And that's what's so unique and what's been accomplished just in the last 60 days is we now have turned on the commerce side of this. So our philosophy has always been you have a social graph and you have a social value. Well, value basically means money. There's a worth to that. So now when you're a fan, which is free,
right,
you can then become a player. How does that happen?
Well, here's to me where the rubber kind of meets the road. It's everybody's a fan of a lot of things, whether you have a Facebook account, a Twitter account, a LinkedIn account. We're all fans in those communities, but without even knowing it, we're also promoters of those communities. So we have value if it's just never been a recognized value. Nobody's ever really taken sort of a microscope and dissected or looked at your value with LinkedIn, your value with Instagram, and your value with Angry Birds, let's say. But Ripple, for the first time, gave me the chance to actually to put a dollar amount value on it. Like you said, what's it really worth? What's my influence really worth to the world? And for the longest time, LinkedIn is always hitting me going, tell more people, tell more people, tell more people. But they've never said, and if you do, we'll give you this. Right. And Ripple, for the first time, said that to me, go get 5 free fans, who get 5 free fans, who get 5 free fans, and this is what it will grow to. Go get players who do this, and you'll earn this. So for the first time, I actually had a running path, not a walking path, but a running path to go earn revenue off of the influence that I already had. Like, I didn't go meet new people and add them to the Ripple. I just went and engaged the existing audiences I already had. And, those were friends of mine on other social networks. Those were coworkers. Those were family members. And I just introduced them to a new platform. This platform, through our player, the player concept, you actually generate revenue off of what takes place.
Well, what's amazing about this, too, is I think just about everybody who's watching this has probably at one time told somebody about a movie they enjoyed, or they've told somebody to download this new free cool app. Well, now we are able to track that. And every one of those things has commerce that rolls through it. So when you go pay $20 to $50 nowadays for a movie, right, and you've told 10 friends about it, then now we can track that. Same thing with an app. You know, when you're sharing a free app, those companies have expenses. The way that they make money is in-app purchases. So somebody will buy, you know, a new sword for their character, their avatar, and that might be 99 cents, right? And somebody else will download somebody else's game, and they'll make $2.50 for that, right? And so now what's happening is we have this software, and this is where we said we started to monetize. We have this software for the first time in history that can actually track commerce rolling through this. I think it was Diane Hochman who said, we're really playing what's called the mogul game. And if you think about people who are in radio or in TV, they make their money off of millions of people that download a song from iTunes for $1.29, right? And the artist makes a penny off of millions and millions and millions of people every time that that's played on the radio station, every time it's downloaded from iTunes. So billions of dollars of commerce are rolling through all of these systems from our pockets to all these companies because we like those products and services. But for the first time in history, we can track those and we can participate in those as players. So when somebody says, wow, I've started to build a fan base, and now I want to become a player. I want to turn this into a business in the palm of my hand. I want to be able to participate in commerce around the world, in every country in the world. What do they have to do to become a player?
You know, it's funny, as you were saying that, I'm literally picturing the global Ripple that we've created, and a lot of people inside of Ripple have also built as a global audience. And the mogul, you know, when somebody says mogul, you visually picture somebody that might look like a mogul. And it really is as simple as, it's not a big elaborate, you know, business model that you have to have a degree to understand. It's as simple as spending $95 on we have what's called a power up funnel inside your Ripple and back office. You click a button that says become a player or power up. You know, what's funny is it literally felt like Mario Brothers, where it was like you're eating a mushroom and you like power up. And, you know, so when you go from a fan to a player, it's as simple as going into your Ripple and back office, hitting a button that says power up, and you become a player. It's $95, and then on a monthly basis going forward, just $30 a month. So to me, being able to spend that little dollar amount and be able to go out and generate the type of revenue that we've already been able to, I mean, again, just in the short period of time that the player process has even begun, and before we've even really rolled out that many games, that many apps, that many products, we're already seeing that be worth it. We're already seeing it be one of the smartest business decisions we've ever made, and it was simple.
Yeah, so in the palm of your hand, and I love, by the way, the game metaphor, because that's how we built this. We built this whole thing of turning your Ripple into commerce, into a game. There's fans, there's players, there's MVPs, there's all-stars, there's prizes, there's awards. But this is the game that you can actually earn real rewards in your life.
It's like playing a fake game, but it's actually a real game because it's real money.
Yeah, it's amazing. And as we promised, we wanted to talk a little bit about that real money. Now, we're not the kind of company that wants to carry around big checks and things like that. That's not our style. But just in a short period of time, and you've been committed to this, I want to really say something here that's important is, you know, when you start a business, you want to build a foundation, right? And some people have full-time jobs, some people don't, some people have other businesses, but you want to build this intelligently, and you've built this intelligently, but you've also invested a lot of energy in this,
right?
Because you started to realize, wow, you know, that Rippling caffeine, that shot of energy I get when I see my Ripple grow, that's going to turn into commerce. So you've invested time and energy into it, and that started to pay you dividends and rewards already, right?
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that I think people, if they recognize, people can only build something to the belief that they believe it can be built. And people's actions usually follow their belief. I've worked with the founders and the creators of Rippling for almost 4 years. So I've got a sort of I guess a runway of belief already. And, you know, as soon as I saw the concept, the very first video where it shows the Angry Bird, it shows the Instagram guy, it shows the barrel of cash, it just registered with me. I thought, man, I have an audience on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all of them. It just makes sense that I should be rewarded for it. So that we've gone out in just a short period of time, just this week, had a 5-figure paycheck. Now, I don't say that to impress you, but it's real, it's happening. And I think one of the things that's really fun is you're really valued in Rippling more than you're valued in any other community that I've ever been a part of, because there's real money attached to it. It's real. It's not just an online fake game anymore. It's real.
Yeah, what's amazing about this, as we've already talked about, is we're doing something that's never been done before. There hasn't been a technology, and there hasn't been an investment made in technology like this before in history. And so when we talk about a blue ocean, which is what we've got behind us, right, is a blue ocean, we talk about something that's never been done before. And so people try to compare it to this industry or that industry or this industry, but I believe what people are going to start to discover in the next 36 months is we have a brand new industry altogether. And people are going to start to realize their old way of living, their old way of believing, their old beliefs aren't going to really prepare them for the world that's coming up. And so what's so exciting is people like Michael and Tessa and his wife Tessa and people all across the world are starting to have fun. They're playing a game that's going to improve the quality of their lives. They're connecting with amazing people they would have never met in every country around the world, and they're putting themselves in position to win financially. That's what we're super excited about, and we hope that you come participate with us, because it literally is a game. Hop in, identify the rules, figure out how to become a great fan, then level up to becoming a player, and watch what happens to your network and your net worth as you grow throughout. So Michael, is there anything that you want to share as we start to wrap up?
To me, it's like we live in a Netflix kind of world right now where people jump in and they binge, whether it's Sons of Anarchy or Breaking Bad or whatever it is that they get excited about. They watch in and they watch 80 episodes in a weekend. Treat Rippling that way. Don't just treat it casually. Get excited about it. Jump in with both feet and have a blast with it. It's not something that you have to force. It's fun, it's easy, it's simple, and for a fan, it's free. So, that's what I did.
And apparently that seems to be working. So we look forward to connecting with all of you guys. We look forward to help you see and monetize your Ripple around the world. And you've got a great team of people that are here to support you to learn how to level up your game in life and in business. So this is Jim Bunch and Michael Rutherford saying until we connect again, have fun. And remember, it's your choice to ripple up.